Well, hello YouTube. So earlier today I made a video and I've since uploaded it, and I apologize. It was a little rough and dirty, and I wasn't that awake when I made the video. And after reviewing it, I wasn't going to upload it, and then I thought, oh, to heck with it. Just let them see you at your worst. You know, let your freak colors fly. So if any of you have watched the video and you feel like you've wasted 14 or 15 minutes of your time, I do apologize. I did, however, want to recap a couple of the points that I made in the video regarding argumentation. So I'm not really a philosopher. I've got no formal training in critical thinking. But I would like to think that I can make some valid logical points. Now, I'm also fine to take criticism when they're not well reasoned. And truth defenders I mentioned in that video had brought up a mistake that I made, some misplaced words, and I'm fine to take the criticism for that. I mean, that's part of the problem with doing unscripted videos, is I'm going to make mistakes. What I would rather, however, is if someone's going to criticize anything I've said, is that they actually criticize or find a flaw in a logical argument that I've made, a reasoned argument. Because that's when we actually make progress. And as I mentioned in the video, most of the comments that I was getting on my heliocentrism video from Fernie Boy, or on the Crocoduck versus Ray Comfort video, none of these were actually critical reasoned arguments, right? These were all fallacious arguments. These were all insult, feces hurling, and ad hominem attacks. And none of them actually were able to challenge, anything that I said in the video, with any sort of reasoned discourse. And that's where I'd like us all to up our game, myself included. And so, I'm just a guy next door type of guy, right? Like I said, I don't have any formal training in critical thinking or philosophy or anything like that. I'm just doing the best that I can, right? And it helps me improve if somebody says, hey, you made a fallacious argument here. And maybe that person isn't right either, but then we exchange, right? We go back and forth. And I think that's where we actually move ahead in that manner. So I've noticed since that Cool Hard Logic and Fernie Boy are sort of at it again, and I know I've sort of asked everyone to up their game, but I think that's probably a lost cause. I don't think those two are ever going to see eye to eye, and nor am I going to with Fernie Boy. Interesting note, I guess, on that. I'd had a little bit of an exchange with Fernie Boy on my video, and I said, I'm not interested in letting you have free reign on my channel while I'm banned on yours, because several months ago I made one contrary comment on his channel with no more bad attitude than he's showing in his comments on my channel, and he banned me, a single comment. And I felt that he was a little hasty in that, and he agreed, actually. He said, okay, I will unblock you. And, he's actually shown some good humor about the couple of videos that I have made, including the one with the planets, dancing around. That doesn't mean we're best friends, of course. I mean, I'm still gonna rail against his stance on gays and lesbians, because I think it's harmful. I actually have a video that I've made that I've never uploaded where I address him directly on that topic, because I think it's extremely harmful. Like I said, it's interesting watching him and Cool Hard Logic going at it, because there's not a lot of good reasoned arguments going on there. It'd be nice if we could get there someday. That's probably, the optimist in me, thinking that someday we can reach a point where we can actually sit down at a table and hash things out and actually work through arguments and come out at the other side with an understanding. I'm sure that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I think it's a good goal, and I think it's what we should all strive for. So again, I apologize for the rough nature of that video, and I promise to put more thought and effort into the videos in the future, but I really did want to get those points across, and I had a little bit of time this morning. My wife had gone somewhere, and it was a good opportunity for me to do it, and well, we'll just let it stand for what it is. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope everyone has a great week. Well, it can't end there. One more quick point I'd like to make. In going through that video to edit it and prepare it to upload, there's sort of a theme that I noticed in what I was just saying that I've noticed in life, and that is, Ray did it a little bit in talking to King Crocoduck, and I see other people do it quite often, and that is to sort of downplay their own intellect. And it seems like people think that, you know, self-deprecation is a virtue. Sometimes I think to too far of a degree. And it's even societal a little bit too. You know, when I was talking about culture earlier, you know, we seem to have this culture where we glorify some sort of retrograde humanity, right? So, you know, the pants, you know, hanging down around the ankles and walking with a decided limp. And if you watch, you know, sitcoms or any kind of television shows, ignorance and stupidity are almost glorified. And I think that's a real shame because, you know, we have the ability to do so much more. And I'm my own worst critic, you know. I'll be the first person to tell everybody how much I don't know, and you know, I think that's something that is a good thing to change. You know, introspection is obviously very healthy, and that doesn't mean to be you know, brash and prideful and all of that. I think what it does mean is to take some pride in what you do know, but more importantly, take some pride in your ability to gain knowledge and to seek knowledge and to learn these scientific terms and these scientific theories and other things that maybe at some level you might even think are beyond you. But I think it's really, you know, for instance, and I don't mean this as a personal attack against Ray, but in his discussion with King Crocoduck, he says, you know, can you use some smaller words for a simple-minded guy like me? I don't think that's a healthy thing to say, you know, even for yourself, right? I think we should all, you know, desire to gain and attain as high a level of understanding as possible, and to have a little bit of confidence in our own abilities and our own intellect. So, you know, this, like I say, I think this glorification of ignorance and stupidity that we have going on in our culture isn't helping us any, and I just really think we should all take some pride in our intellect, and more importantly, aspire to gain more knowledge, and have some confidence in our abilities to acquire it. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good evening.